Hey everybody, welcome. This is the Judy Jam session for September 20th, 2018. September, obviously, it's a mistake. We have some people here, a nice group here. I'm here, and we have our brand new set. So here we go. We're getting a little more professional. Yeah? Nice?
Very nice. I think it's nice, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And so we have comics and we have speakers. And I think we all can learn a lot from each other. I think comics can learn to have go a little deeper with their material. And actually, that's the trend in comedy now, to be more authentic. If you look at my former student, Hannah Gatsfly, she just killed at the Emmys. She has a Netflix special. She's doing great, but she's incredibly authentic, and she is not always funny, and that's okay with her. If you have not seen her Netflix special, you must see it. It's called Nanette. It is an absolute must-watch because she has revolutionized comedy. And she actually has combined motivational speaking and stand-up comedy, because in the middle of it, about 40 minutes in, she gives up comedy and she starts talking about being sexually molested, and she says the punchline, having to be funny limits what I can talk about, and I'm going to let go of comedy right now. And it's like, whoa, I've never seen anybody do this in a comedy Netflix special. And now she's huge. So I met her when I did a workshop with her. She was in my workshop, and that is so awesome. Also, another person who took my workshop is on tonight, America's Got Talent, Vicki Barbalak, and she's in the final 5. So just know that you're sitting here going like, I don't know, should I do this? Well, they were too. They were both not very confident. And now here they are. I'm begging them to return my phone calls. So you can, it can happen. It can happen to all of us. It's just awesome the times that we are in now. But whether you're a speaker or whether you're going to be, you want to do comedy, you want to do storytelling, you want to do a TED Talk, the core of what you want to do has to come from here, your heart, your passion, your authenticity. Let's not be scared to talk about real stuff, and find your purpose. And I found such a purpose from speaking, so much so that I changed my entire title, my talk, to The Power of Purpose. And I'm not billing myself as a comedy speaker. I'm still going to be funny because that's who I am. But now I talk about finding your purpose. So when you go through these lessons and you find this is what I want to talk about, things can transform, things can change. All right. So today I want to do a couple things. First of all, I want to make sure that everybody is going to have a good, clear goal when you leave here. And we also have a chance to jam some material. So I thought we would start off today with, because I know some of you have to leave early. Hi, Michael. I love to see everybody here. So what we're going to do is, that got some noise here. All right. So what I'd like to first start off with is to talk about some of the things that some people have presented and have emailed me. I want to start off with talking to you guys about marketing. Now, here's my belief, because you might go, marketing, Judy? I don't even have a message. I don't even have a speech. How am I going to market myself? I'm talking to speakers now, because with comics, you need a reel, but with speakers, you need a one sheet. And Mike is in the house. Hey, Mike, where are you? Do you want to unmute yourself? There you are. Hey, I unmuted you. Hey, Mike.
Hi, how are you?
All right, good. So I just want to show you guys Mike's one sheet. I've been working with him to put it together. And in a one sheet, you basically need, what are you going to talk about? What are your credentials? What are some testimonials? And how to get in touch with you. Okay, so there's this service that just gives you a template, and then you can fill it in. Because before, Mike had someone pay, he was or some professional, and then I kept changing. He goes, what? We have to change it again? I thought we did this. Well, this is all about keep editing, keep being better. So let me just show you this, and then I can take questions about it, and I'll send you a link of how to get this template, which I think is pretty good. And you can also adapt it, but you just open in Word, you fill it in yourself, and not very expensive. Okay, so here we go.
$49. It was great.
Yeah, but I'm going to call the guy and ask him if my group can get a discount. Okay, so I'm going to try and get the price down for all of you. So, this is there we go. Okay, so put resiliency into action with keynote speaker Mike Cateo, and here's his credentials right on the top. Mike works, he's a social worker, a clinical social worker, and he's become an expert in working with people with borderline personalities. So that's his credentials, right? Now, he also has some damn good stories. Let me just read to you what his speech is about, and if you guys have any opinion about it, that would be great to give him, or you can write in the chat. But his keynote is From Wounded to Warrior. How do we bounce back from problematic relationships, health issues, and financial calamity? How do we bounce back? And to me, that's really great, because that's like the definition of resiliency. International speaker. Mike spoke in Sicily. I said, F it, you're an international speaker, Mike, put that in. Is proof that there's nothing that can't be overcome. Now he goes to himself, having survived a brain injury, substance abuse, depression, and HIV infection. He became a clinical social worker and acclaimed speaker. In this powerful, funny, and life-changing presentation, he shares the 5 key components of overcoming adversity to achieve resiliency. And then right here, he puts his 4 points. Increase self-esteem by being true to your core beliefs, make healthy choices in unhealthy environments, overcome peer pressure and environmental negativity, and use your sense of humor to heal. And then he has another keynote dealing with difficult people. How do you move forward when communication stops? Okay, so here are his 2 keynotes. Here are client raves, where people said nice things about him. And then on the back page, we have about him, his bio. We put in a little more of his expertise, partial client list, and then a call to action. Email or call today to see how Mike can create the perfect keynote for your organization, and then his information. All right, so basically, you might be saying, like, why should I put, I don't even have a speech. Well, it is my belief that you get a speech and then you write it. You get a gig and then you put together your comedy act. Because you're not going to do it unless you have a gig. You know darn well, if you have a gig looming on your calendar, you're going to work on your speech. Okay? So I wanted today talk a little bit about the difference between, anyone who struggles, I want to market to college and high school students. Okay, great. All right. So before this, in the pre-talk, we already had Dutch here, who did a free gig for people in the workplace, a leadership conference, I believe, where he was teaching yoga. The thing is, Get out and get a gig, because you're not going to do a thing until you do that. You're going to be going through these videos, asking me questions, futzing around. But until you get that gig, until you call the Chamber of Commerce and get a gig, but you don't have a video. So what do you need? You need to get a one sheet, something to hand to people to make it look that you are professional. All right? And I got to tell you, fake it until you make it. Find some raves. Maybe it's about your stand-up act, but it's, you're making about speaking. So, you know what? Fake it until you make it. Get your bio, get these key elements in. All right? So any questions about one sheets?
Yeah, do you have examples of what they look like?
This is it.
Oh, this, okay.
This is the one sheet.
Okay.
I have my one sheet that I just did. Do you want to see my one sheet?
Sure, why
I'll show
not?
you another one sheet.
It's 2 pages, front and back.
It's front and back, 2 pages. Here's a one sheet, my one sheet. Let me show it to you. Let me close mics. Okay. And oh geez, I don't know how to make this. Oh, view, 1 second. Page display, single page display. Zoom. Oh shoot. Anybody? I can't. Just give me 1 second, people. I can't seem to get it small.
Isn't there like a minimize button or something? I don't know.
Yeah, let me just share it with you. It's just
Oh, there you go.
Okay, there it is. But I'm trying. Okay, view, page, zoom to. Oh, actually, no. That's okay. There it is.
Yeah, there it is. That's it. It's right there.
Okay. Invite keynote speaker Judy Carr to recharge your staff with the power of purpose. Whether your event needs an early morning wake me up or a strong close to your event, let best-selling author and TED speaker Judy Carter reconnect your staff to living and working a purposeful life. And I didn't even put the description, the keynote. I just put like what you're going to get out of it. So, and then here's the back. Your team will go back to work with renewed confidence, a commitment, personal power, connection, their vision for greatness. And here are my clients. Okay. And here are some other keynotes. Superpower, discover the strength of resiliency, because I've done a lot of speaking gigs for the Navy SEALs, for the WIFES program, the spouse program, and so that's that. Okay? So you can take a screenshot if you want to duplicate this, or I can send you a template on how to do this. And then I put some of my clients here. And then down here, do you see contact Big Speak? And I put their numbers. So I'm sending this to every single speaking bureau with their contact information on it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But if I don't have clients, am I just going to just write whatever I have at the moment?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
Have you had any clients to do anything with?
No, not really. I'm starting from scratch with all this.
Mm-hmm.
What have you done in the past?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Let's say I've got a degree in psychology. I was doing real estate in the market till the market crashed, and now I'm a substitute teacher. And I do
Okay,
Uber.
so your therapy clients, did they ever say anything good about you?
My therapy clients?
You said you were a therapist?
No. Substitute teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and then I do Uber.
Okay. Okay. Well, the Uber thing is going to work, but perhaps your boss, something. But you're going to have to find a way to get a gig so you can get some testimonials, right? A way to get a gig is to, you can get a gig by calling the Chamber of Commerce, by just looking online, seeing what events. You can go to meetup.com. There's so many meetups on so many different topics, and ask if you can do a 15-minute presentation. It's not a big deal, Okay. Anyway, So that's that. River can't get on. Okay. Okay. So 1 second.
Bless you.
Thank you. Okay, so Lynette, I just spoke for free at Europe Phoenix, a nonprofit. Lynette, do you want to talk a little bit about that and that gig and how you came about that gig?
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Anyway, I am a candidate member of the NSA, and I went to an NSA meeting in Dallas, and I happened to be sitting at a table with a bunch of women just chit-chatting, and this one person who was sent by Europe to observe, she was not a member, got to talking to me, and I told her my story of growing up in the projects and some of the struggles that I'd gone through, and she said, "Oh my goodness, it would just be great if you could come and speak at Europe, my nonprofit organization. We can't pay you any money, but fortunately for me, I live in Mesa, it's in Phoenix. I took my whole family with me, my husband, my daughter, my grandbaby. We sat in with the audience. There was 200 young people there. Europe is a program that pairs struggling young minorities with organizations that can give them a hand up rather than a handout, so that they can hopefully get into college, go on to do other wonderful things. And I just basically gave them a 45-minute presentation on my life and how I went from...
Did you videotape it?
Did not videotape that one. We just took, I have a great shot of all of them standing outside going, "Dr. Charity rocks."
Oh, yeah. That is so important.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just like, for social media, I didn't realize how important it is. You know, people want to take a picture with me. I always say, "Can we hold my book?" I mean, it's like, it's constant trying to get your stuff out. So you got it from talking to someone. I've gotten a lot of gigs from talking to people. So I want to talk here are two things I want to get done today. I want to hear some jokes from the comedy people. I like to end with that. I have some homework that I want to go through that some of you have given me. I want to have a brief talk about the difference between story and message. And I think that'll really help you guys find, what your story is. And I also want to have time to break up into some groups so you can share what you're doing and meet some different people who are here tonight. So there's a lot of really great people here. I know Lynette, how many paying gigs have you gotten, Lynette, so far?
I just completed 2 more, so I'm up to 9.
9.
Hey, that's
nine
awesome.
9 paying gigs.
Yeah.
And
Last one was really good.
Really? Can you share with that how much you got?
It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 figures.
Okay, 5 figures. So that is awesome. I'm really proud of you. And it's taken you a while, though, hasn't it?
6 years.
6 years. Yeah.
I spoke for free. Judy is absolutely right. I started with Toastmasters, and I spoke for free. Rotary Club, Chamber of Commerce, spoke at retirement communities. I'm an anesthesiologist by day, stand-up comic by night. And that's all I did for the longest time. I didn't get my break until 2017 when I got to speak in Portugal. And from there, it has blossomed. So
yeah, once it's just like you get some momentum, but you just got to get your thing out of first gear. What kinds of audiences Mike Cateo give the first keynote to? Mike, do you want to just answer that in chat? People are interested in that. Can you just answer that? Because what I'd like to talk about now is I'd like to talk about the difference between story and your message. And I think I can clarify this for you, okay? So I'm going to take this away. Mm-hmm. So I want to show you, here's the comedy stuff, module 5, message formula, and this. Okay, so what I want to show you is, Zoom. Zoom to, okay. I want to show you this. Is David here today? I just want to know, David, are you here, David? I've been following you in the forum, and are you here? I guess not.
Are you talking about me?
Who?
David Hollingsworth?
Yeah, David, are you here?
Yeah, I am here.
There you are. That's you, David. Hey, great to see you. I've been following you in the forum. I really enjoy reading what you've been writing. And I wanted to, this is kind of for you, because what I wanted to do was what is your credentials, David? Do you want to talk a little bit about what your credentials are?
Sure. It depends on how narrow you want that focus to be. On a daily basis, I work in IT. So I have certifications out the wazoo. I have a PMP, a CISSP, IDLE expert, Agile certification. So I have more letters behind my last name than are in my last name, which is something. But in a business sense, I talk about how IT people can learn how to speak human and communicate their ideas to non-technical audiences. I talk about how to pass the type of certification exams that I've passed and make that easier for people who are trying to do that sort of thing.
Now, are you already speaking?
Not for money. I do it as part of my job. But what I want to do is to take not only what I'm doing in the corporate world and expand that to my own business, but also to take some of the personal stories I've got and turn them into business lessons, because I think there is some applicability there.
That's what I want to talk to you about. Do you know, you're in project management, do you know a guy named Brian Braintrust at Braintrust? Have you heard of that? He's an Agile trainer.
I don't know him personally, but I'm sure I can Google him in about 30 seconds. Okay.
Well, I worked with him on his speech, and I think this is a really good example of what I'm talking about. He was also a technical person and speaking on project management. Now, he was talking about how to include Agile and some of the properties of Agile, maybe three. He had 3 steps of his content was about that. So if we look here, we could talk about, I guess, what of these are the bookable topics. What would that be? Would that be project management here? I don't.
Under Agile, it would be probably under project management would be the closest thing on this list.
Okay. Which is, again, you might be work-life balance as well, right? Over here. Here's technology.
In what Brian's talking about, Agile is how to accomplish project management things in a more rapid format, a more iterative format.
Okay.
So not so much work-life balance, but really more project management.
Okay. So what I'm trying to tell you guys here is the difference. So you've been sharing a lot of some personal stories on the forum. I really want to tell you, I really been enjoying reading them. I've been kind of busy. I thought I'd just hoping you would be here today, and I'm so glad you are.
Thank you.
So a lot of people go, well, you know, I had this experience happen. You know, my mother died when I was really young, and blah, 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 blah. And they go into a personal story, and is that my topic? And I'm here to tell you that story, your personal stories, things that you've survived, things you've gone through, even the death of your mom or a parent or somebody you cared about, or whatever it is, that story that you're burning to tell, do not confuse that as your message or your topic.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm talking to everybody about this, is that you can tell your story in your speech. So for instance, I'm talking about laughing your way out of stress. Within that, because I know Trevor's here and you want to go, I want to put music in, but how do I have music? You can put any friggin' thing you want in your speech. Well, I was doing Laughing Your Way Out of Stress, and in that, I told the story of the worst day of my life of my mother dying. Worst day of my life. I had people crying. What's that doing in a speech about laughing your way out of stress? I found a way to work it in towards as my heart story at the end. Because in the middle of that, my father said something so funny that now when I think of that time in my life, I laugh. Okay, so I found a way within that speech to frame it. But to sell my story, to be able to be on stage and tell my story, you have to frame it with something you can sell. Mm-hmm. And the things that you can sell are the things that are bookable topics. Mm-hmm. And those bookable topics are on this page. So that's in, again, this is video 7, finding your bookable topic. Because when you get on a Speaker Bureau website, they want to know what are the 3 topics you talk about. Mm-hmm. And you can't talk about everything, but you can say that you have a compelling story, that you're going to motivate people using personal stories as well as, really good tips and content on how they can achieve XYZ. So do not confuse what has happened to you in life with the topic of your speech. They're totally different things. Uh-huh. I hope I explained that clearly enough, because I get so many calls from people go, I really want to speak. I have a really great story. Well, a Speaker Bureau or a meeting planner assumes you have a really great story and you're going to tell stories, but they want to know, what is the audience going to walk away with? All right. What is the point and the message of your talk?
Absolutely. Okay. The thing that I put up in the forum was that I took a lot of the bookable topics and then started to map the stories against that. To say, if I have my story of going from my motorcycle accident to running the Marine Corps Marathon, there are a lot of things that can bounce against, like personal development or goal setting or overcoming obstacles, but you have to translate it into something that somebody else wants to listen to, other than that must have sucked, because it's got to have a positive impact on them, not just what happened to me.
Oh my God, you so get it. Which goes back to, who was, Christina, was it you speaking on empathy?
Yeah.
Because I think David has something that is just on the target, because most people are narcissists. And if you are the person that can go, I get the audience, I know what they need to hear, I can help them go from A to Z, and I'm going to show them how to do that. And then along the way, I'm going to reveal of myself. But every single story you tell in a speech is framed by what is the takeaway for the audience. So what I'd like to do right now is I'd like to break the comics up and put you guys together. I'd like you to practice just telling a joke that you wrote to each other, and practice it, and then you're going to come back and tell it to the whole group. The speakers I want to break up, and I really want you to see if you can, because I'm going to bring this all together, because Lynette got a gig, and it was a free gig, but she got in front of a really good audience, and she got it from having a conversation with someone. And I can't tell you how many gigs come from, I think I told you the story that from an airline conversation with the stranger sitting next to me, and she says, what do you do? And I ended up with $160,000 worth of speeches, 16 of them it was, because she worked for the military, and I ended up Navy SEALs, the Air Force. I mean, the commanders I got so many gigs from this. And I met this woman from sitting her on a plane, and she says, what do you talk about? And I use the Message of You formula. So again, the Message of You formula, I'm going to put it right here. And the Message of You formula is, oh boy, this has happened again. 1 second. Sorry. All right. The Message of You formula is, so sorry, I'm having a hard time navigating to this. Page display, zoom to, all right. Okay. The Message of You formula is, you know how, who is my audience? What are the challenges that they have? Why, how, what is your credibility? What is the bookable topic? What is your personal experience? You could also talk about that here. And then what are the results you give and how your methodology you're going to get it. So I just want you guys to get together. We're going to break up into twos, and I want you speakers to talk about your message. Like, who do you want to speak to? Because last week we spoke, and 2 weeks ago, we spoke about our audience. Who is your audience? What challenges do they have? What is your credibility? And what do you speak on? What is your topic? Okay? Just get that far. So it's like, you know how women have this issue that they feel they can't directly ask for what they want. Well, from my credibility as a therapist, and I'm just making up stuff, I speak on advanced communication. All right? That's all we want to do. How long does it take you to do that? That took me, what, 20 seconds? So you might want to jot down a note about this. Who is your audience? You know how your audience, they have this problem, and what do they speak on? From my experience, I speak on your bookable topic. That's it. 4 steps, 20 seconds. So let me break you guys up. Share it.
Hey, Judy.
Yeah.
This is John. Could you put me with the comedy?
Okay, I'll ask everybody in a second, okay?
Okay.
Okay, give me a second.
Hey, John.
Hey, Mike. I don't know how my
Okay.
videos work. I'm on the phone, so my video isn't on yet. I'll figure it out.
Okay, no worries. Okay, so some room, we're going to have 3. Oh, say, Crystal, are you comic? Oh, wait, let me try this again. This won't work this way. I'll just do it manually. Oh, okay, wait, just 1 second. Breakout rooms.
I'm speaker.
Okay. Here we go. Breakout room is going to be speaker. Okay. Christina, are you a speaker?
I want to do comedy.
Okay. Crystal? Okay. Christina? John, did you want to do comedy?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then we have Crystal, are you a speaker?
Yes, I'm a speaker.
All right. I'm going to put you with Lynette. Okay. Another room. Danny, speaker. David, you're a speaker.
Yep.
David, I'm going to put you with Trevor. Okay. Or actually, I'm going to put you with Mike. Okay. And what you speakers are working on is that statement. When people say, what do you speak about? And see if you can just like bullshit your way to this. All right. All right. So
Hey, Anya.
Danny,
I'm on a conference call, but here's the shoes.
River,
Thanks for stopping by just to do
wait,
this.
1 second.
Oh, I guess I have to.
River, are you you're a comic? Who else is a comic? Lovely, are you a comic?
No, speaker.
Okay. Okay, Peggy, you a comic?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a comic.
Yay. And then we have Trevor and Lovely. Okay. And then we have Danny. Danny, are you a speaker comic?
I'm a comic.
And who else is a comic? Julie?
Comic.
What?
Michael is comic.
Michael? Great.
Emma.
Okay, just give me 1 second. Okay, well, this will be done. Okay, Dawn, comic.
Speaker.
Emma.
Comic.
Julie. Julie. Hello. Lauren.
Speaker.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
Space key.
Okie doke. And then Emma, are you a comic or a speaker? Well, you guys, I'm putting the last people in this. 1 second. Add a room. Okay, you guys, work together, and then we'll come back and we'll see what you got. So you just have about 10 minutes. So give 5 minutes to one person, and join the rooms. Okay, so you've been invited to join rooms.
Did you put me in a room?
Sarah. Let's see. Trevor, are you in a room? Let me just see what's going on here. 1 second. Okay.
I've never done the room before, so I don't know what happens. But
Well, I guess you're here with me, Sarah.
okay, hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
All right. So everybody's in a room. I'm going to stop the. Hey there, everybody. How was it?
Good.
Oh.
All right. So I was here with Sarah. Sarah got booted out of the room. She ended up with me. So why don't we start with you, Sarah? Go ahead. What do you speak on, Sarah?
Well, you know how women have this problem where they want to be able to be present.
What kind of women? You know how stay at home.
Okay, so
Moms.
Yeah, moms. Yeah, have this problem where they want to be there with their families, stay home with their children. They want to be there when their children go through the different stages, when they're sick, time with them when they're gone. And they
Yeah,
also
here, let's check.
Wait,
Oh, yeah.
hold on 1 second. We're getting some interference. Okay, go ahead.
And so they also need to contribute to their family, pay the bills. And it's just a struggle between how do I balance being a mom and spending time with my children and being there for them and bringing money into my family. Okay, give me a tip for the next part.
Oh, so what are you going to talk about? How to, in your pajamas, remember?
Yes. So
I teach, go ahead.
So I show you how
women.
I show women how to make a great living at home in their pajamas while they're still taking care of their children.
Yeah, I show women how to make a living, a good living, pay the bills, have enough money, go out to dinner, do what you love doing in your pajamas. Okay. Now, this is an interesting thing because Sarah was talking to me about something. I had no idea what she was talking about. And I said to her, and it always comes back, what do you do for a living? So she was a little awkward, a little embarrassed. Well, I'm a stay-at-home mom, right? She's going to be a stay-at-home mom. And I go, okay, well, how you making a living? She goes, well, I figured out I got to make a living. I write, I write blogs for people, and I'm a virtual assistant. And I go, really? How much you making? Oh, $60 an hour. I went, you're making $60 an hour while you take care of your kids from your house. Okay. That's your talk. How to make a living in your pajamas, right? Because your credentials, you don't have to make up something, people. It's right here. It's right here. Whatever your job is, that's what you bounce off of. That's what you do. Mm-hmm. It's no big thing. All right, so let's just go. Who wants to share? I know. Trevor, I'm going to start with you. Go ahead.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Okay. You know how, can you hear me okay?
Yeah. But you had a question about something, right?
Oh, yeah. Do you want me to read my statement first or ask the question?
Yeah, no. What was the question? That's because because I know you wanted some time. I want to do it before we run out. What was your question?
All right. Okay. So my question is what I emailed you, and it's this. You know, I really want to give inspirational keynotes that are mostly stories, entertainment, and songs. And I realize that I won't be able to go to the keynote, all right? Who's going to book me for keynotes till they've hired me to do a breakout session or a training? But the training content, I could talk about how to delegate, automate, advertise stuff I've done in my business that I founded, scaled, and sold. But it's not as fulfilling for me to give a training.
Okay, how
So
many trainings have you given?
Only at Toastmasters.
Okay, so you really haven't done it. So how do you know if it's not fulfilling?
Because I don't really fit my songs into a training. That's as opposed to a keynote.
Here's the thing. Here's what you need to do. You need to book something outside of Toastmasters.
Okay.
You got to book something outside of Toastmasters and then end with a song. You know,
Okay.
and end it with a song so you get that in. And do a song around what the purpose is. Let me tell you something. I do a song I do a rap song in the middle of it. I do a whole rap song about the company that I'm working for. You know, healthcare is my vocation, not get me much appreciation, always in a crisis. You know, so I'm talking about stress. I write a song about stress, and I can't even sing. So you can work anything you want into your speech once you have a compelling message and you have something of value to teach people. And the way you know you have something of value is it helps other people's lives in terms of health, wealth, relationships. If you're an entertainer, that is a completely different arena. That's a totally different career. It's possible to do that, but that's a different career projectile. And I don't teach that because I used to teach stand-up comics, and obviously some of my stand-up comics are out there, very successful, making a fortune, but maybe 1% of them. So I switched to teaching people how to speak because you can make a living from it, right? So
yeah,
that's why I got out. So be an entertainer, fine. But if you want to include whatever do it. But your thing is, Trevor, and I know you got to get a gig. You got to get out of the Toastmaster ghetto. And I love Toastmasters. I'm not being irreverent with that. I'm just saying you can be a really great speaker at Toastmasters, but you're not going to cut it in the outside world because it's a very insulated environment where they speak in a very specific way. So don't talk to me till you get a speech,
the bar is low.
And then tell me, I wasn't satisfied. But it will be, especially when you get that big fat check. Talk about satisfaction. I'm buying my house, right? Yes, that's satisfaction. So that answers your question. Okay, great.
Thanks.
Okay, I want to hear some jokes now from our comics. You can raise your hand. Who's next? Let's hear jokes. Any jokes? Who's got one? Who's got a joke? All right, Danny. Danny, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, Judy Carter. How are you?
I'm great. I am great. So what's your joke?
I got a new roommate recently. That might not sound all that interesting, but my new roommate is my old college roommate from 33 years ago. Same person. It's my mother.
Okay. Which video is this? Which format is this?
That's just a joke that I just wrote.
Okay, let me just tell you guys your comics. Has anybody ever taken an improv class? Raise your hand. Are there any rules in improv? Are there any rules? You got to unmute yourself to talk. What are the rules of improv?
No.
Don't kill your scene partner.
What?
There are no rules except yes and.
There's about 700 rules. You don't negate somebody. You don't ask questions in a scene. You always go yes and. There are, to learn stand-up at the Groundlings, it's usually a 3-year process to get into the main company because of the enormous amount of rules you need to know. Stand-up, there are rules, but not as many. In the course online, you never start a joke out with I, me, my. It's always us. And it always has to have an attitude word. And the attitude words are hard, weird, scary, stupid. So if you're just going to talk and I'm trying to be funny, you're not going to make it. You need to learn the rules of comedy. Then when you get really good, you can break them. So comedy has a setup and a payoff. And the payoff for a comedy is either an act out or a turn. So if you guys are interested in comedy, I'm going to be posting on the Comedy Bible Fans on Facebook. And there I'm writing my new book, The Comedy Bible, the New Testament, which goes over all these rules and takes you into how to do comedy. So what is the topic of your joke, Danny? What's the topic?
Let me try another joke on you, if I may.
But
with one of your formulas.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm not getting any older. Well, possibly a little bit older. Actually, I'm becoming rather ancient. Anyway.
Oh, okay. So with the reluctant emission.
Right.
So I'm not getting any older. The reluctant admission, see, here's the thing about formulas. You got to do them exactly. The reluctant admission joke starts off with boasting. So, so it's like, I just ran a 10K race. Well, I didn't actually run the 10K. I kind of walked. Well, actually, I did special K for breakfast. So that formula repeats, starts with a boast, it goes, and then it has a repeating word through the whole thing. So it's like, I'm not getting old. I didn't get it. So I highly suggest you go through the formula, the comedy formulas, and I have some of them here. I'll share them with you guys. Here it is. The comedy formulas are, here's comedy formula, half and half formula. I'm part this and I'm part that, and that means mashup. Okay, so these are very simple formulas. Does anybody have one for that? Or here's another one, the reluctant admission, which is lie and say it loudly. Admission 1, admission 2, embarrassing truth. Anyway, okay? So that's how that goes. And number 3 is, you may not know this, but insert the acronym actually means, and you come up with something for that. KFC stands for, so these are very specific formulas. Okie doke. So let's just go, whoever wants.
Somebody's dog.
Sorry, it's my dog.
Oh.
So who wants to share either their statement or a joke, and I'll be happy to give you some.
I have a question on a joke.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me? This is John.
Yeah, give it to me.
Yeah, so I think the joke is good, but I'm not sure how to put it. Some of it's implied.
All right, let's hear it.
I'm no longer going to date a woman with a dog. No offense, Judy, but I'm no longer going to date a woman with a dog. So you break up and miss the dog.
Okay, so why don't we try with a turn on that? So,
okay.
You know, it's really hard breakups. Anybody going through a breakup? Now, I haven't used the word I, me, or my, because you never set up a joke with I, me, or my. Anybody going, isn't their heart? It's like, you know, I said to my, I said, that's it. We're never going to see each other. I just need to see you just every now and then, you know, and the dog just said, no, I'm over it. I'm over it. You know, so I have the dog saying, so we think you're talking about the girl. I didn't do that joke right, but we think it's like so hard. I'm just going to miss her. I'm going to miss that bitch. And the dog just went, you know, get a life, mister. Get a life. I'm out of here. You know, so, you know, again, act outs. and you never have to. So again, it helps to learn the formula. Somebody else, I'll help you rewrite the joke on the spot. Anybody else? Or I want to hear River. River, you gave me some great material here.
Okay.
I'm glad you figured it out. So let's just see here. I have it here. You said I'm a retired hooker, right? Is that what it was?
So I go on stage and I just say, and I know you're not supposed to start with I, but I go, let's get it. I'm a retired hooker. I know you were thinking vegetarian cookbook author. I have to say that there are advantages to being a retired hooker. I get great laughs at the holidays. When I casually slip in the joys of getting paid for a blowjob. I mean, really, who would do that for free? My partner,
you getting laughs, girl. Keep going.
My partner who bought me home to meet her family now is very concerned, so I don't elaborate. The best parties are when they think I'm just kidding, and then I definitely elaborate, especially about the guy and the tutu fetish. Long story. Either way, Thanksgiving's never the thing after I did it. Oh, funny thing about being a former whore was I was able to make a career having been a sex educator and a motivational speaker. I even received a standing ovation when I showed the audience how to correctly do that blowjob. I thought I was just a prostitute. Little did I know it was all research, and it pays better. I didn't have to deal with all the drippy products either. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, let me ask you something. Let me hold you right here. Were you really a hooker?
I was. I worked in the sex industry as a prostitute and a dominatrix for a few years. Yes.
Well, isn't that interesting? I love it. That is so interesting.
So is prison.
So let me ask you something. Here's something. Here's something you should do. I'll just write it here. Okay. So okay. So we want to try and use the word hard, weird, scary, and stupid. Okay.
Well,
so,
I did all that.
you know, so people have stupid attitudes or opinions, maybe opinions about hookers, right? What are they?
Well, I don't know if that's really true.
Yes, they are. Well, it's illegal. Yeah.
Okay,
People, come on.
Because it's illegal. Yeah, that's one.
What is about hookers?
It's then.
I'll just write.
Like you're a bad person.
Hookers are drug addicts.
Yes, I thought that. Yes.
Drug
addicts, women,
society,
with no self-esteem.
Yep.
Low morals.
Low morals.
No morals.
You're a no good Nick.
Right?
Yeah.
And not very bright. Okay?
No,
okay. So, and what's your answer to that?
My answer is that, let's see. Okay, so these days, after
okay, if you want to be dirty, I'm getting paid.
I actually became a professional speaker who goes all over the world.
No. So who's
PhD? No.
Well, no, that's about you. See,
okay.
Stand up is like hookers are a drug addict. Read this joke.
Okay, so let's say, how about electric shock?
They're like politicians.
Read what I just wrote. Can you read on the screen?
No, unfortunately.
Oh, you don't have this. So I just said people have stupid. So I'm a hooker. So you say I'm a former hooker. You know, don't give me your attitude. You know, people have stupid opinions about hookers. Oh, you're all drug addicts. You women have no self-esteem nor moral, and you're just not bright. I said, I'm getting paid to give a BJ. So ladies, who's stupid? Like, who's the stupid one here? You know, so, right? Who's the stupid one, right? You're giving away for free, really? All right. So I don't know where this is going. I'm not accustomed to doing BJ jokes here in this.
I know. It's a little low.
No. Well, but the thing is, you want to have what is weird, what is hard. So if you're going to do jokes about it, you know, try, you might not know this, put in the formula. So here's a formula. So you might know this, but there's a thing, we can all try this. You might not know this, but hooker is actually a Latin word that means what? Anybody?
Domestic goddess.
What?
Domestic goddess.
Employed.
Fantasy
That means I'm employed, right?
Oh, that's good.
And I have a hedge against inflation, right? So I wouldn't go dirty. I would because everybody would assume that. And I would go, and it is great being a hooker. You learn so much about men. Let me tell you what I've learned. That's the thing. But ixnay on the corporate gigs. So anyway, these formulas, before you just try and go and tell stories and what have you go off, try and put things into formula. All right, I want to hear.
But anyway, go on. Go on.
But it's great seeing you, and I want to hear some okay, answer this question. Who wants to do this? What do you guys talk about? What do you talk about? What's your speech about? Come on, let's hear someone try it. What do you speak about?
I'll try it.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rich, and I'm a speaker to small and large groups of youth. I help them find hope.
Stop. You've used the word I about 4 times. Let me just show you again. I do this when I say ask someone, what's your book? Well, I did this and I do that. That's not what anybody cares about. So here's people. You can resist this all you want and go, I know how to do this. But unless you start talking in terms of you, us, and use the formula, it works. Lynette is making 5 figures. Now you could go, well, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it my own way. So once again, I'm going to share this with you. Here is the formula. You have to say, who's your audience? I'm a speaker. What, for everybody? High school? What do you speak? Nursery? What? Women? Men? Doctors? Who's your audience? So who wants to try this? I'll leave this up on the screen. Go ahead. Come on.
I will. This is Crystal.
Hey, Crystal, go for it, girl.
Hi. Well, you know how women are reluctant to speak up when the stakes are high, to share their unique thoughts, feelings, and opinions?
Yeah.
Because of my experience, I speak on communications, how to speak up, speak out, and present your voice.
That's fantastic.
From my personal experience with being a trainer, facilitator, public speaker for over 20 years at companies like IBM, MasterCard, United States government, and Morgan Stanley, I inspire women to tap into the power of their voice, stand up for themselves, and let others know what is on their mind. So I speak on the topic of speak up, speak out, and present your voice.
That's wonderful. I would come in with your credibility a little sooner here, because and I've had a lot of professional experience. Just name it here, but that was fantastic. Because it feels like you're a professional and you're not going to, you're going to give us results. But I would also work on your methodology. How are you going to do it? So you might want to say, give the results, speak out, and I do this in an hour keynote with audience interaction, playfulness, and Crystal's 5-step method for leadership excellence, whatever you want to call it. I'm just bullshitting now. So that's what you want to do. Okay. So how are you going to get those results? But I think you should hone in on your audience, Chris. So I think women is too general. there's a lot of women stuck in middle management, and they're told that they don't have it to get higher. They're told that they need more confidence or some bullshit like that. Why don't you talk about, how to get out of the middle management rut, how to go forward in your career, because those people will pay a lot more money because they already have a job. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay.
Thank you, Lynette.
Yeah, that was Lynette helped you? Yeah. Lynette, you should start teaching here. You're awesome. Peggy, I haven't heard from you. What do you got?
I thought I would try the half and half mashup.
Oh, I love it. Go ahead.
Okay. My father was Polish. My mother was German. So that means I can change a light bulb with help and celebrate with an papa.
That's so goofy and funny. It made me laugh. That's great. Part Polish and part German. Okay, that's great. All right. Good for you. Thanks for participating. Lovely. Do you have something, Lovely?
Yes, I do have something. I worked with Trevor and he gave me some ideas. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think I need to still work on it, but a little bit of it I share with you. You know how employees fall short in their productivity because they are stressed out? I show them how to transform the mindsets to engage better.
You show them how to what?
Show how to change their mindsets or align their mindsets to engage better.
Okay. And they're going to engage better. Why don't you make it a little sexier, a little hotter, what they get? They're going to engage better. You know what I mean? Make it a little more like, what do you get from your speech? And also, I'm missing what your credentials are. What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living?
Let me work on that, and I'm going to actually email
okay.
you on a forum. Where can I share? Where can I send it to you?
Judy Carter is my email.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I'll send it to you.
All right, you guys. Anybody else? A burning desire before we go? Okay. Who is it? Who do we got here?
Michael.
Michael, go to it, Michael.
All right.
Good to see you, by the way. Go ahead.
Well, thanks. One of the most important things that I found that they are saying to combat the ravages of Parkinson's disease is to stay active. You have to stay active and join things. So I joined a gun club. and our motto is, oh, that was an accident. Sorry. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, sorry again. My bad. Again. Oh, that must have hurt.
Funny.
I just love that you could make jokes about having Parkinson's, and
That's
I
great.
think we just love you for it. You know what I mean?
We can perform interpretive dance for people with a speech impediment too.
That's right. What's next? What's next? Okay.
Judy, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Quick question. For the formula, I got the program and then went on a trip and just got back, so I haven't got a chance to see the formula until just today. So I'm excited to really check into it.
Okay.
But on the formula about how, etc. But do you approach it differently if you're wanting to give more keynotes and if you wanted to do more, say, workshops or training sessions or that sort of thing? I'm a little bit more on the training end than the keynote end, but do you approach that formula any differently, or is it kind of the same formula?
Oh, this formula? No, this formula is your sizzle reel. It goes on your website. Hey, you know how we women have this issue? We or doctors or women. I mean, like Lynette talks about her topic is her audience are doctors, and she's done trainings and she's also done keynotes. So it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Your message. Your message is, you know, tell me in a nutshell what you're talking about and what our audience is going to get out of it, and who is the audience, and what is your credibility to talk about this topic. So you want to nail all these things right away, so people know. And it makes no difference if you're doing stand-up comics, of course, don't do anything like this, but it makes no difference if you are a trainer or a keynote. It's all the same. It's all about results. All right. Okay?
I know you went long, so thank you.
All right. All right, you guys. I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thank you, Judy.
Thanks,
Keep in touch. You guys are doing great. Keep just hang in.
Thanks,
Keep
Judy.
showing up. Mwah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.